Stephen?
I think networking is important. If you've been given the gift of speech, if you've been given the gift of being able to teach others, then take advantage of your gifts. Hold workshops. We all have our daily 9 to 5 that we all have to do, but we also need to pay service to the gods and the goddesses and the folk. So if you have a library in your town, or I hate this, a New Age bookstore, where other like-minded, open-minded individuals will come and attend, hold a workshop, get literature. If you belong to an organization, take literature on Asatru itself. Have a number of books available so that people can come there and say, how's this book? Or is this the book that I should start out with? Be teachers. And we've got to all be Asatru ambassadors. And by doing so, we will spread this religion of ours and let people know that we're out there. But it's important. It goes back to networking. We have the ability now. We've got the tools to network. And by networking, we can bring people to us. And we've got to stop searching in places like pagan pride days for Asatruers, because this is my own opinion. I'm going to preface it with that. But the people that you find at Pagan Pride have already found a path. And to take them from that path into Asatru, they may come over, but they're also going to be bringing a little of that baggage with them. We want to attract people who have been looking for us, didn't know what we were called, didn't know what the religion was called, but they're sincere and they are looking for a solid, family-based, community-based spiritual path that reflects their ancestry and their own culture. And we can do that. We can do that by holding workshops and networking more. And it's important that we do so.
Mr. McNally, let me kind of basing off of that answer. Who should we target ourselves if we're going to try to bring in more people? Who should we target, do you think?
I think we should target people who are family friendly, people who understand the importance of having family and transmitting on our culture and our way into the future. That doesn't necessarily mean that everyone's got to personally have children, but they need to be supportive of those who do. We need to attract people who understand the importance of tradition, people who do not dismiss the past and thereby who do not automatically dismiss the ancestors, which of course is the trend in modern life. The ancestors don't matter. The ancestors don't sell enough refrigerators. The ancestors are not marketable. We need to attract people of intelligence, people who are open-minded. We need to attract people who essentially share many of the better values of our Christian neighbors. As you ride into this place where we are today, you see a series of signs. And these are all the principles that lie behind being a Boy Scout. You find trustworthiness and loyalty and all of these lists of virtues, not entirely unlike our own 9 noble virtues. A couple of differences. I'd tweak a couple of those. Yeah, obedience. We would need to stress, I think, the difference between obedience and duty.
Yeah. Yes.
But, these are, quote, American values. These are what Americans used to believe before we became cynical, overly urbanized, atomized, cut off from each other. These still resonate, I think, strongly in the hearts of our people. We need to nourish this, to cultivate this. And there's a lot of those people out there, people who are burned by the way that life is going, the way the global culture is developing, and who want something with roots, with foundations. And we've got it.
Helga, what do you think? Who should we target?
I think that Traditionalists would be the word that comes to my mind that's one of the least loaded in modern political speech and such. People who are looking for something deeply rooted. People who are looking to an alternative to the worship of convenience and profit that seems to be the primary motivation of your average middle American. Someone who does respect their family and their ancestors and the ancestors of this country and our culture as a greater forefathers. I don't know what group we would find those in, but I agree that a lot of the best Christians I've known exemplify a lot of the same values and things they're looking for as us. The best people I know of any faith, of any economic sector or any location, I think, are looking for something deeply rooted and something that has a tradition that they can hook into, and I think those are the people that we need to attract.
Stefan, what do you think?
Well, when I first got into Asatru, it was always stressed to me that Asatru was the blue-collar man's religion, that it was the carpenter and the plumber and the guy that drove the garbage truck, and it was really it was emphasized to me over and over and over again. Well, I'm a professional stand-up comedian, and I was thinking, wait a minute, well, how does that apply to me? I'm not blue-collar, but I'm a worker. I'm working. I'm doing what I do, and I think that whole blue-collar thing stemmed from the fact that it was more rural people who were beginning to follow Asatru. But now that's changed, and I think that we should be seeking out professional people, lawyers, doctors, college students, retirees. I talk to elderly people every day, and they'll say, "Oh, what does that pendant mean?" And I'll tell them about it. They go, "I've never heard of that," and they're truly, sincerely interested in this, because I found that as we get older, you have a tendency, you've perhaps raised your children, you've had a big taste of life, you've got a lot of life experience underneath you, and now you're beginning to look more within yourself. You go spiritually deeper than you did in your 50s. You're going to go spiritually deeper than you did when you were in your 20s. And things are going to have more meaning to you. So the retirement community is a place where we need to also put our efforts. But we need to have professional people. We need people with money. We need people with money who are saying, you know what? I've got enough money to fund a community center or an information center on Asatru. I've got the money and the land to build a hof, to build a temple, because that's what we need. Hofs and temples and buildings give us credibility. They make us valid, because if people can say, wow, that's a neat building. I mean, I was a Mormon. When I go up to Oregon, I see the Mormon temple as I drive by on the freeway. It's impressive. It is impressive. There's a lot of marble, there's a lot of gold, there's a lot of beautiful landscape lawn and everything, and we need that. We really need that. We need to have temples and stuff. And so by attracting professional people who are making money, these are the things that we can attract to us and gain, and we'll get those things.